Hi everyone, this is Dr. Robin Yap and welcome to our class. This is a purely online class, so I want you to make sure that you respond to all of the questions, participate. Now, all of the deadlines for our classes are on Fridays at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Toronto time. So pretty much anywhere that you are, you can travel if you want to, but so long as you respond and complete all of the discussion answers at 5 o'clock, we're good. Now, you also don't want to answer only at 5 o'clock or before that on a Friday, because you need to check what other classmates have responded to, because you kind of have to have a discussion with them as well. So my suggestion is you check, you normally when you go to class you have 3 hours, so divide the 3 hours into the week. So probably an hour on Monday, an hour on Wednesday, an hour on Friday, so that at every hour, if you start your responses on a Monday, and then on Wednesday respond to other people's responses, and then on Friday you can respond to other people's response to your response. Does that make sense? So pretty much what happens in the classroom. Now, you don't have to respond to everybody's comments, because that will just be really long, but you want to make sure to respond to a majority of the responses. So that's kind of how that works. There's no set number of words, nor is there a set number of responses, but it also has to reflect the amount of time provided to a class. So if this is normally a 3-hour class, you would most likely have to have content in your responses that reflects that you've actually read sufficiently within that period of time allotted for every class every week. So and by the amount of material that you respond to and the references that you have will show to me how much effort you've actually provided in this class. So if all you say is I agree, that's not gonna happen, because even in a class, if you just say I agree, it doesn't get you any points, right? So you kind of have to explain why you agree, why you disagree, or why you're in the middle, or you may be balancing the thoughts between two arguments, any of those things. So think that through before you respond, and then we'll have a better discussion in class. That's the first thing. The second thing is, it is because it's purely online, you want to make sure that a lot of the discussions with your classmates are also framed properly, especially if you don't see them in class outside of our class. Does that make sense? If you don't see them in person. So I presume that you might be able to have classes with these folks outside, with your classmates outside, and a face-to-face, but if not, or if this is the only class that you have, then you have to have some form of a way to connect with them, so that then your group presentations don't suffer and you also meet your deadlines. There is a midterm. Take your exam online, since this is an online class anyway, which means you can take it anywhere, but there will be an exam, so you have to be prepared for that. Let's see what else is there. There's no book in this class. All the materials are available down below. Every week you can read ahead. You're welcome to do that. You can respond to questions ahead of time as well. You're welcome to do that. You just want to make sure that you do respond to other people's responses as well. So if they're delayed, then it's going to delay you as well. So maybe a little bit of coordination will work really well for everyone. All right, so let's get going, and let's start with introductions. By way of introduction, my name is Dr. Robin Yap. You've seen my bio in the getting started part of this class, but I also want to make sure that if you have any questions around, my background, any of that, you can Google me. You can find me in pretty much every social network that is popular. So I'm on Insta, I'm on YouTube under Yap with Dr. Yap. It's a cute little channel that I have there, and also on Twitter. So if you are interested, there will be what's called an Easter egg insight into some of the exams by going into a variety of these channels. So a lot of my students have seen it that way. So if you kind of subscribe to them, you get alerts on what's going on there. Sometimes they're for my other classes. So a lot of my social science type classes like OB, organizational behavior, organizational effectiveness, training and development, those classes tend to have a lot more examples, but that doesn't mean that your class does not. So it's always up in the air, and check it out, and you never know what's out there. All right, so I think that's it. So check all the information that you want around, my background, any of that. I don't want to regurgitate all of what's already online here, but you're always welcome to email me if you're interested. I'm not really at the office. I do a lot of research. I'm a research practitioner is what I'm called. I'm a social data scientist, which means I observe people and observe a lot of what's going on in society and be able to kind of talk about that. But that means I actually have to do the work outside of our school, which means I'm not in the office, although there's an office location where I'm at. But if you need to have any conversation, you want to make sure you do that by email, and I would respond within 48 hours. Now, 48 hours within a weekday. If you send me an email on a Friday, don't expect to get a response until Monday. All right, so that's kind of how it is. And I would expect you to do the same. If I send you an email, answer within a reasonable time, within 48 hours as well. It's just good practice. It's an employability skill. It's important for you to practice what we learn in school to prepare you for work. Again, this is a business class, so let's treat this like we're in a business. Okay? A lot more videos coming your way. Now it's your turn. Assignment instructions are below. See ya.